time is going to pass extremely quickly now, so pay attention. We are starting now. It is the year 2035, January, March, 2036, I mean May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and so on. That's the speed at which we're experiencing the Soviet simulator for the moment. That's, it is, yes, and what do I want to demonstrate? Population statistics, everything is doing great. It is actually working. So far. Population goes down a little bit in winter, it always does. But then it sort of recuperates. And, well, it's understandable that they get grumpy and such. The death rate is pretty steady. So it is that they escape for some reason in winter. They get grumpy. I understand. It's a harsh, long winter. It starts about now, 23rd of November. It always snows the first day, and there it stops. But that seems short at this rate. However, here we can notice that the passage of time has slowed, has it not? I'm not sure. Where are we at? 2041? Yes, actual population has actually declined a little bit. So something somewhere has gone wrong. It is not so bad yet that we have a catastrophe, but right about there it started to get to be a catastrophe. There we go. Let's just, there we go, yes. Because if now we're down to 67,000. Yes, this is no good. Well, escapes, yes. Yes. Escapes and deaths, they're all. But cheers. That is a good 5 years for my Soviet simulator. And I already know what's going on. I'm sorry to spoil, but I have actually messed about a whole lot with my computer machinery here today, with the Soviet simulator hardware, that is, yes. Trying to optimize it in every which way, and the best benchmark I had is, of course, the real deal. So that's what I loaded, and I found this. It took some arguing here with the trains before having to admit defeat. It is actually possible for a train to end up in here legally without doing anything stupid and not have a way out, such as this one. Which is something that I don't understand, though, as I have to say here, is, yes, you need to refuel. And the only way you can have come from, yes, you can only have come from here, you see. You have been to, yes, you have been here. You have been here, you say. Yes, and then you wanted to go and have a refuel. Yes, you see what you did there. What I think you did there, yes, is a little bit of an illegal flip, maybe, which allowed you to. Never mind. The fix is. What do you mean? Never mind. How did it end up in here in the first place? It must have come in this way. Yes, that is the only possibility. It is one way. It has since turned around. I don't understand why you don't want to refuel here. Why you didn't. If you came in here, I think I got it. This has been going on for a long time. Yes, you did an illegal flip around in here to get a shortcut. No. Never mind. However, you ended up here. It is possible to legally end up here. And what you won't be able to do then actually is get back out in a sensible fashion. Still don't understand why you're not refueling at that train this station, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It has electricity, it has diesel. Railroad is connected. So that's but okay. You see, this is the solution. This and a little bit of changing the semaphores about here. No, we'll get it in immediately. And from this direction then is we're actually putting this, yeah, we're putting it here. So that we're not in the way for anything wanting to cross here. That is one thing that has led to this decline in population. Yes, we're still on pause. We should remain on pause. Since it allows time to explain what's going on. This, I believe now, will, when resumed, if you finished with the signaling, that is. Yes, that's fine. That is fine. What was the point? The intention here, coming in here, and then why? Well, they can. I have to admit that this particular bit would have made a whole lot more sense to have right-hand drive for, but there we go. It is what it is here. The rules are what they are, and we cannot have exceptions to rules. Of course we can. That's the point of rules, to have exceptions to them, and of course to have the judgment of when an exception is appropriate and when the rule is appropriate. Okay, that's that place taken care of, because now they can come in there and get out that way, and they shouldn't be upset. I also have a feeling. Yes, okay, we set you rolling here. What happens as soon as the railroad is finished down there? Nothing? Okay, maybe if you would be pointing the other direction. You see? All is fine. And this is the root of the problem. Yes, your next stop is Chemisterna. How much clothing? They still have clothes in stock, yes. Sarnakova, you have clothes in stock, so you're fine. Kasinchad, you're absolutely empty on clothing. Yes. And you have been out of clothing for a very long time. It's amazing things has run this well, but what this means is a complete catastrophe. Yes, it is. You started the game. Yes, okay, I started the game. Fine. This is a catastrophe. We need to move people in here, because there is like not very many people around, and what these people do is, of course, supply Culture Capital warehouse. This, you see, they're out of food at Culture Capital. This could be such a snowball if we don't nip this right here, right now. Luckily, we do have 186 tons of food available on the train, so we can send it right now. And what about the other great town, Chemisterna? They have 108 tons of food, so they'll be fine. Yes, that leaves us some breathing room to repopulate this town. since 7 workers in there is not going to cut it. No. Really isn't. But we still have adult children doing nothing. Yes, we do. 3,500. And how are we doing here? It's not good. It is not good. Okay. But that was due to that thing. And it goes, of course, to confirm the rule of Murphy, that anything that can happen will happen. And in this case, it was actually possible for some reason, which I don't completely understand, for a train to end up in a situation there which it could not really get out of. It was a loop. When it ended up there, it became a loop or something. They ought to be able to figure it out if they went out on the roundabout. There's a roundabout right outside of town to solve exactly these situations. But the timing of the train needing fuel maybe, and something, I don't know. Still, the train was in the fuel station. Why could it not at least not do that? Right. Yes, the other place that is experiencing a problem. Let's have a look at culture capital. Since they are completely without food. Yes, they are without food, but okay. I don't think that we're going to lose that many people. And we might have caught this just quickly enough. And by the way, for anyone wondering there about with the introduction, that's about, I believe, yes, for the quick bits, that they are more or less the same. It's about 5 seconds per hour. Yes, that's the ratio. Whatever that works out to, of game running at high speed. Yes. And that's that. The other place, we are getting there. Stay with me, bear with me for just one moment, please. It is here. Now, what this allows us to appreciate is, of course, the magnificence of our train fleet, since it's all conveniently gathered up in more or less one and the same spot. It goes on for how long? Okay, until about... Okay, it goes on for quite some time. Yes, this I think requires our attention. Because this might very well be having... See, what do we have here? I think that we have food. We have crops for making... Okay, that's not that crucial. This thing. Random fuel relocation. Yes, that's important. More crops. But this... Oh, even more crops. What are you all doing here? Anyway, it goes on. Yes. And why does it go on? Because of this. Yes, because of this. Now, there is simple and less simple fixes for this problem. This was not a problem until they introduced the inherent path signaling into the game, but it is now. And I think that what we're going to do is, I mean, we don't need a whole lot of bricks around here for the moment. And the problem is that the train is might be a bit too long. Where is it? Wait a minute here. We are going to find this. I'm going to to the bottom of, go all the way in there and go to that thing, and just to prove that we are wait until loaded on something that doesn't exist. Don't download. No. What? Stop! What are you doing? Well, you said it solved the situation, whatever. Yes, going back, clearing that set of points, which is what it was short enough to do, was enough to really untie this knot. I'm not sure I'm to blame. It must have something to do with the path signals, inherent path signals, and I really wish that we would have the option to opt out of certain places or opt in to path signals. Yes. So rather than just having them sort of there in a somewhat predictable but also slightly random manner. Another one about here. Or about there? Yes, path thing. Yes. Or make it a default one, and we could have. I don't know. Yes, Transport Tycoon Deluxe. Isn't that how it was done there? I think so. Now there will be a little bit of a backlog of trains. We get an opportunity to see here. I mean, as long as the rule is that as long as they clear that semaphore, it should be fine and safe. But apparently it is not. And we haven't really learned a whole lot. Except that one thing is for certain, we don't need. I mean, yes, it is already removed. Very good. We don't need bricks any more than we have. We have 344 tons, and for some reason 665 tons. So I figure 56.82 tons of boards lying about here. We don't need a brick train in here, and well, it's enough that we have that one. And the same thing might actually go for this place, you know. That we don't need to be constantly refilling it with prefab palms. Yes, in my defense, this should not happen, according to the rules of the railroad. In case they have the same destination, they should have to wait until such time it is free here. What if the train wanted to go out, or was intending to go out on this, and that allowed the path signal based bit to flip the chain signal to flash white? Flash is what it is. Yes, it turns white on the arrow or something. And then, but no, because then that train would have made it out. Oh no, or maybe not. It got held there. I think we got it. It got held there. And in the meantime, this one, because, or am I wrong? Were they trying to kiss, or were they... Or were they not? I don't know, but I think that a solution to this, a different approach than not having the train go in here, is to extend this out a bit. There we go. And yes. It will make it a bit more inconvenient, definitely. And this is no good. That means that whilst this train is waiting here, anything wanting to go in here cannot go in here. But in order to work out, we have a little bit of backlog to catch up on. Yeah. There we go. This is something. Yes. Yeah, I spent. Wait a minute. Let's see here. That's it. I think. That's it. The question is now, how many people will we lose? How is it going? 65,400. Yes. And if you want to partake in the continuation, please do. Otherwise, I thank you for this visit to the extremely condensed time lapse and subsequent errors in my infrastructure, and having remedied, or to some extent perhaps prevented them from happening again. Cheers.